Audi's dominance in the SUV space might have withered a bit in the past few years given the arrival of new tech-packed rivals, but the Q3 has a legacy here. It's an SUV that you can easily identify.
Well, the Q3 is instantly recognizable because the top hat and the silhouette retains that identity. But just how grown, muscular and contemporary it has become, you will only figure when you spot it beside the previous one. Just take this grille for instance. Every time Audi does the unexpected, we think that it can't get any sharper or any bolder, but it just looks so daunting. It goes very well with the overall design. Even other elements like the matrix LED headlights, the bigger curtains here and the right amount of contrast on the face give it a very stylish look. Even the sculpting on the bonnet and face is very aptly done. It looks like a baby Q8, and exactly that's what it is, a baby Q8.
The profile portrays a similar silhouette along with sharply molded panels and a strong shoulder line. The wraparound tail lamps give it the new gen Audi stamp. And the sportiness comes from the chunky silver skid plate housing the dual exhaust. It's grown when compared to its predecessor, and the table tells you the story. It's longer, wider and taller than before. But what does that mean for the cabin?
So as soon as you get inside the Audi Q3, you get that sense of freshness. It's a new cabin, it feels a bit more premium than the predecessor, and the use of colors, it's quite well balanced. So you get this beige treatment on the upholstery, enhances the sense of airiness, and silver knurled finish on the dashboard, chrome, piano black and even the overall black treatment, it adds to that sense of premiumness. The touchscreen itself, it's a 10.1-inch unit. It's been done very well integrated in the central console and is not a freestanding one, so that's something I really like. You also get the virtual cockpit. It's a 10.25-inch unit, a new addition in the Audi Q3, and even the position, the driving position, the view outside is actually pretty good. The seats themselves are very comfortable. You have ample amount of side bolstering here, and even in terms of practicality, it's a good cabin because you get quite useful features like you can put your phone here in the central console when you're not actually using the wireless charging.
It's roomy at the rear too. You won't complain about the legroom or headroom, but the taller ones might be discontent with the under thigh support. Though the rear seat is wide enough just for 2 adults, you can maybe squeeze in a child in the third seat. The tall transmission tunnel and overhanging central console make things difficult as well. In terms of features too, the new Audi Q3 is at par with its rivals, offering creature comforts like wireless charging, powered front seats, auto-dimming mirrors, panoramic sunroof, dual zone auto climate control, a premium sound system and a lively ambient lighting among others. The 10.1-inch touchscreen has crisp graphics and is very responsive, while the central console is angled 10 degrees towards the driver for easy readability. It gives you access to the Audi Connect tech as well, but there is no wireless connectivity for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Yes, you will have to use the wire. The 10.25-inch virtual cockpit too has quality graphics, and the MID gives you all the information you need. But now, let's bring you the update from behind the wheel and see if it gets any more compelling.
Now as soon as you get going, you will really start appreciating its ride quality because the suspension, it has just the right amount of suppleness. In previous Audis, we have seen the suspension being a bit biased on the stiffer side, but this one take all these sharp bumps and potholes quite handsomely. In fact, they don't feel as sharp. Now what's even more promising is that it doesn't take a toll on the handling because, well, you check it around the corners and it contains all those body rolls, and the nose is pointed in the right direction and it responds to your command. So that's pretty much reassuring.
So the new Q3 seems to ace the ride comfort test. For most of the parts, suspension works silently and those thuds are only heard if you are harsh with it. The SUV also favors your usual spirited driving, and it's only when you encounter a set of twisties or attack a corner without dropping a gear you'd wish for a tad more heft in the steering and better feedback for quick and sharp turn-ins. More so because the chassis is so aggressively ready to take on those fun and challenging roads, and that accuracy in the steering would give the encouragement you need going full throttle. Otherwise, the chassis maintains its composure even at higher speeds, handling things pretty well.
Even the gearbox is quite quick to shift. We don't have any complaints there. Just that every time there's an upshift, you get to know it. There's no head knot as such, but you just feel whenever there's a shift. Now even the driving dynamic is well complemented by this engine and gearbox combination. The power delivery is actually quite linear but aggressive, and that's evenly split throughout the rev band, so you don't have any complaints there. And what you love about it, that just with a tap on the throttle, it pulls, and pulls quite handsomely. So yes, the Q3 is quite a balanced package. It can serve as your daily driver, and even when you want to do some highway cruising, it will do the job quite well.
The 2-liter TFSI turbo petrol is a mainstay in the Volkswagen family, and by now, we have driven it in a plethora of cars. But it's the Audis that bring the best of this engine. It belts out 138 brake horsepower between 4200 RPM and 6700 RPM, and 320 Newton meters of peak torque accessible as low as 1500 RPM while elevating up to 4200 RPM. The 4-pot motor is mated to a 7-speed S-tronic automatic transmission, sending power to all 4 wheels, and we would take the liberty of saying that in the current spec, it is very close to the performance and thrill levels of a V6. It now does the 0 to 100 km/h sprint in 7.4 seconds and clocks a limited top speed of 220 km/h. The shudder is felt only in the dynamic mode when things are more aggressive, and is a bit more prominent during the launch. Otherwise, it's quite smooth in other modes, even in the auto and off-road modes, which are new additions. The auto mode adjusts the throttle response judging your inputs on the pedal and mostly tries to establish a balance between dynamic and comfort modes. Off-road mode doesn't give it true blue SUV creds, but channelizes traction to the right wheel to get you out of a sticky situation. On to the prices then. The range begins from 44,89,000 rupees, and at that price point, it undercuts the base Mercedes-Benz GLA 200, which comes with a comparatively humble 1.3-litre petrol motor by 1,61,000 rupees. But the fully loaded top-end Q3 technology goes up to 50,39,000 rupees. However, the catch here is the GLA has an AMG variant. Audi deals a blow as the top-end Q3 is nearly 10,61,000 rupees cheaper than the AMG. That's killer pricing strategy. So truly, the Q3 provides more bang for your buck, and yes, deserves every bit of your attention.